So welcome everybody to this evening's Kanban Coaching Exchange. Great to see so many familiar faces. Always nice to get everybody out on a cold Thursday evening. So I'm really pleased tonight to have Wolfgang with us. Wolfgang, if we can just go on mute, there we go. Wolfgang I first met many years ago, and actually he probably doesn't know this, but I always admired.
Helen, you put yourself on mute.
I was panicking and it was me.
There we go. So I'm gonna, that's never gonna work on the video. What a bummer. All right. So I first met Wolfgang many years ago. Several conferences, but the one that I always remember him is from the Kanban leadership retreat, and it was quite nice because he never knew this, but I actually quite really admired Wolfgang for his work that he'd done in the industry and the fact that he was very giving with his time and he was extremely knowledgeable. And at the time when I was kind of like up and coming in the Kanban ranks, that's something that I kind of like aspired to be. So it was always great to meet him in person and get to know him and learn from his experiences. And he has so much experience to share with you. And now he's working as a CEO in the company IT Agile. So, he's working with many other people and coaching and leading them as well on their Agile journey. But he's working with many great people. So I'd like to introduce Wolfgang to you tonight to take it away and tell us all about.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you very much. That was way too kind. I think I blushed. So thank you very much. Yes, thank you for having me here. I will talk today about why asking to become agile gets you in trouble. And this talk will give you like a look into how I work, how I always try to help people I work with. I have to turn down my music. And it's like my way of thinking how to help people. So just take it as we will also have a breakout session. So Vlad, get ready to put the people in. I don't know how many people do we have? It's like 50, I think. No, yeah, it should be right. So maybe like 5 each, something like that. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. So a little about me. I was born in 1984, so I wouldn't say young, but also not old, so I don't know. I learned about Scrum and Agile in 2006. In the beginning I was programming, but later on I was the head of operations. This is important for later in my story. And I'm not sure, maybe it was 2008 or 2009, but I think it was 2009 I learned about Kanban. I think it was the first time I read something about Kanban. And if I remember correctly, it was the Scrumban article by Corey Lattice. This hit me right away and I fell in love. So since 2013, I'm working for IT Agile and currently the managing director since 2019. And I also enjoy and collect single malt whiskey. So if anyone wants to talk about whiskey later on, I'm here for that too. So about IT Agile, we are there since 2005. We have currently 43 employees, and more than 60% are owned by the employees. So we are in charge, actually. So every one of my colleagues is my boss. I'm the CEO, but well, they are my boss. And we are self-organized, and we consult, train, and coach people. So whoever heard something like this, I need you to become agile. So just raise your hand, or I don't know, click the hand button. I need you to become agile, or like we need to become agile, or I want you to become something like this, something similar. Yes, and so I want to know if you hear something like this, or you like imagine being someone hearing like something like this, what would go through your mind? And this is like the first time we go into these in the breakout session. I will send you a link to my little Miro board. It's very small and not very fancy, but I want to give you a chance to work with me a little, and I want to learn something. So just please join the board, and I will. And maybe you get over here to me, and you see all the fancy frames here. So how many breakout sessions do we have, Vlad?
We have 8.
8, okay. So just check the group you are in, and then just take go to the frame. I will have 8 frames. So just they will be called Becoming Agile Group 1 to 8. So just check out which one you belong to, and then there's a question on top. Just take the post-its and just discuss in the group. What would you think, or what would you think would be someone's reaction hearing this, and discuss it in the group, just like for maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe let's do 7. I wrote 10, but let's do 7, and then just write down what you think someone hearing this would think, or how they react. So yes, Vlad, click the button. What have you found?
I think definitely it's very fashionable these days. Everybody wants to be agile. They don't understand what agility means, but hey, let's go agile. Let's fix the world problems. It's a panacea.
Yeah. So what is it, right? So people are asking, so what is it? What is in it for me? Am I not agile enough? I mean, I'm doing all these things here. I'm like the most agile person in this freaking organization, and you want me to become agile. What does that even mean? So doing even more work or something like this. So yeah, people would be like really confused. They maybe, right, they don't know what it means, and they have another next to their work, they're trying their best to do. They should become something they don't really understand, right? I mean, what does agile even mean, right? Is there not another word? And so I don't want to bash agile. I really love it, and I really like it, and I think it's the in our world the future of like working, because we need to be agile to meet all these the stuff that is coming. I'm missing the word.
Challenges.
Challenges. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you, Nada. So I think this is what we need, and Agile actually brought us many good things, and but basically, if we are looking for Agile, what we see is something like most of the time it's Scrum, of course. The one or the other developer still finds extreme programming, right, and maybe meets someone who knows what that is, what kind of tools and things you can do there. Crystal, ASD, FDD, DSDM. So DSDM I never used. I never really read about it, but so they are very small, and not many people know them. Whoever heard about ASD, I don't know, but FDD I know, Crystal I know, but all these things are good things, and that Agile brought to us, or maybe at least so most of these things were there before the Agile Manifesto, but so Agile giving the baby name again. Okay. No,
it's okay. It's just somebody off mute. We'll just try and click them as soon as they come in.
Yes. So and but these are all good solution to a specific problem, right? If you read the Agile Manifesto, and we'll come to this, these guys met to solve a specific problem, and they wanted to build better software, like building a better product. And the solution to build better products is having fast and continuous feedback. Like this is key to have to actually. Vlad, I think you have to pin me again, so I'm in focus. So I'm missing. Yeah. So we will come back to that later. And so some of you said that, well, we are, oh no, that's wrong. No, oh, that's wrong.
Look, he's got all the fancy tech
Yeah,
there.
yeah, all the fancy. So if you have someone who doesn't know what Agile is, and well, first thing they will do is Google it, right? So if you Google Agile, and I tried that with a you know, like hidden browser thing, you know, so they won't have any cookies from me and stuff. And these are the results I get in English. So the first result is Agile software development, Wikipedia article. Many people like trust these articles and they will read it. And like if you are from marketing or I don't know, HR or something, you're like, so why should I become Agile? Like I have nothing to do with software development, right? So then you go down the list and you find Atlassian, and then you find the Agile Manifesto. So only the third result, and then you find the Agile Alliance on fourth place. So the problem with this is that, so the top ranking is Agile software development. I just mentioned this. So people will see Agile in a context of software development. They really, they won't understand why they will be confused by this. The Wikipedia is describing the Agile software development or Agile as an iterative approach. So again, if I'm from like operations or marketing or something, maybe in marketing it even it does make sense. But if I'm from operations, I won't understand why I should use an iterative approach. And so no, I don't want to make anything wrong. So and the next thing is Atlassian, and I think this is the biggest problem here. Atlassian is ranking higher than the Agile Manifesto and the Agile Alliance, right? And like additionally to like ranking higher than those two, they're pretty clever here. And I'm asking you if you can see what they are doing. And only the blue text is important. The text underneath is like forget that. So the title, the link, is important here. Can you see what they're doing? Nada, you're nodding.
Yes,
You mute.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
So what do you see? Why are you so clever?
What's Agile and Atlassian?
Yeah, so
Basically.
it's the only result of those four that doesn't use software development in their title. So if I'm not in software development, it will be the first link I will click. It's because this one is actually answering my question. And this is really odd because normally the click-through rates in Google are just 1/5 of the people searching for Agile would click on the Atlassian the link. And I'm pretty sure like the click-through rates, this is from a SEO company, some study. I think for these specific search results, the numbers would be quite different. So this is a problem, right? So people will look for them, and there will be confusion, right? They will ask, now, how is this solution to my actual problem, and then rejection, right? They will be like, well, I don't want that. I don't see how this will help me, and so you already have a problem, and you didn't even start. Right? You just told people we should become Agile, or I need you to become Agile, or we will become Agile. And people will be like, I don't want that because I don't see me in there, right? So maybe if I'm in software development, but even there, people will be skeptical at least. So the question is, what should you ask for instead? So a little backstory to me. So in 2006, I was a programmer. I was sitting there and typing, and building software, digital signage software. And then one day I was getting my coffee like a good programmer, and my boss stands in the door and he's like, "Hello, Wolfgang. I found something. It's called Scrum. Please take a look at it and tell me what you think." Like, well, okay, I will take a look at it. Like, get me coffee, and I get back to my place and yeah, check out Scrum. So and I read about Scrum, and well, actually, my boss wasn't that bad, but he was a really good friend, and we had a lot of fun. So I learned about Scrum, and then of course, like looking for like what is this Scrum thing? I found the Agile Manifesto, and I read it, and I really liked it. I never signed it. I don't know why I never did it. I think I'm like, that's the German in me. I didn't want to have my name somewhere in the internet. Today it's very different, but I still didn't sign it. So I learned about these two things, and I really liked them. And I thought, well, everybody's doing it like this, right? But today I know that isn't the case. But what's important to me in the Agile Manifesto is the first sentence on top. These guys who met there, they were uncovering better ways of developing software. They weren't there to like find a better way to work or find a better way to do marketing or anything else. They were there to solve a solution, like find a solution or find something they can agree on to how to build better software, right? So this is what they did there, okay? If you read it, just have in mind, these guys tried to solve software development, right? To make it better. So 2 years later, I'm the head of operations, and I have a team now. And I realized, well, it's not working as it should. Like everyone is grumpy. They really, I don't know, they are stressed and all these things. And first thing so when we introduced Scrum, I became the Scrum Master, and I really like to learn more about Agile and all these things. So the first thing I did, because although I was the head of operations, the first thing I did was have a retrospective with them and learn about their problems. So what I heard is something like, well, we are multitasking a lot. The tasks are unclear, changing priorities, like people are coming in and no clue what's going on. We are overloaded, way too much to work. Like, hey, Joe, right? Everybody knows these. We have dependencies to others, and we're asking these people, and then like we don't get an answer, or we have to wait for a long time. And of course, from the outside, like my boss and other guys at the company were always like, well, everything takes too long, right? So these were our problems. So my job was, and this is actually true for also when I was a Scrum Master, my job was not to introduce Agile, but my boss came to me with this, like, I found something. This is it's called Scrum. Let me know what you think about it. He looked for it because we were growing like hell, and he needed something. Like when I started, we were just 4 founders. One of those were the boss, the developer who developed the software, another guy, an IT guy, and I. So we were just 6 people. And I think when he found Scrum, we were around, I don't know, 30 or something. So we needed something to organize. So, so his aim or his target, what he wanted to achieve is that I need to organize. I need to get better. I don't want to get Agile. He didn't even know what Agile is. He just learned about Scrum, and he thought that's interesting. So my job now was not to become Agile, or make my team Agile, but my job was to find or uncovering better ways of running operations. So this was my job, and this actually was always the case. Wherever I was, wherever I am, or wherever I will be, this will be my question. So how do I uncover better ways of doing what they do, right? So it doesn't matter where I am. Is it running operations? Is it software development? I would say in these 2 domains, I have the most answers and can help pretty quickly. But with this mindset, I don't want to tell you you need to change your mindset. But like with this thinking, I think I can help pretty much everywhere. So the question I ask myself is, how does my team become purposeful and effective? Right. So my team is here to fulfill a purpose. How can I make them purposeful? So to fulfill this purpose, and also at the same time effective. Like, I don't want them to be busy and just like do things because they need to do something, but I really want to have them be effective, right? So the question you should ask, or like should ask for, is like, I need you to become purposeful and effective. And of course, this you need to clarify this, of course, too, right? Because if you tell someone you're not purposeful and effective, because that's what they hear when you tell them this, they will have, maybe they will close down or something. I don't know, but so I want you like to do the same thing we did for the question before. So I need you to become agile, to do the same for this one here on the mirror board. Discuss the question. I need to become purposeful and effective, and I want to hear what your thoughts are. How these how this will how people would react on this. So yeah, let me hear what you found in your groups. I will share what we found, or Aaron will share it, because I think Aaron really like hit the point with what he said. But I would like to hear from like 2 or 3 groups what you found, or what you thought. Just say something.
We had a variety. We had a variety of answers to that. Anything from what is the purpose of this question, from anything from making a cup of tea to having a vision and having management lead this, to this is a point I want to unleash daily on my management. So that's the scope of what we discussed.
Yeah, unleash it on your management. I think I like that one. So maybe 2 or 3, two more. Someone else wanted to say them.
We thought it still had that lingering thing of like, am I not effective now? Am I not purposeful now? So that still remained from the previous state.
Yeah, okay, that's cool, because I had to clarify this in my group, and of course I was in the group, so I could clarify it. But what I really wanted to like, the point I wanted to make with that question is like, of course I don't mean you as an individual, right? I mean we as an organization, or we as a department, or we as a team. I want that, like the organizational part to become more purposeful and effective, or become purposeful and effective. So and exactly what Brianna said, that like unleash it on the management. That's in my opinion what like we should like ask them every time they request something like become agile. So what do you mean? Like what's the purpose of this, right? What does like agile mean? What does like why am I here? Like, or why are we as a department or a team here? And I did this many times with teams and departments, asking exactly that question, the CTO or whatever was in charge, whoever was in charge, and like working with them, making the team, the department understand, the people understand why they are there. Like, what's their purpose? Because it gives them clarity. And what Aaron said is that he was in my group. Maybe Aaron, you paraphrase it. I think you're here. You can say it yourself.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's really about taking an outcome and aligning it to the purposefulness and the effectiveness, so that there's sort of the North Star there that people can really align to, and then shape it, together, versus just trying to think in agile form, but then not have any sort of purpose behind it, not have any sort of driver behind it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Aaron. So, and what I want to achieve with this, like giving people this question or asking for it, is that I want them like to think for themselves. Why do I want them? Because these people know best. So like maybe you experienced it yourself, or maybe you heard about something like that. But I experienced it like management is doing something, changing something, and then you meet at the coffee machine, and someone is saying, "Well, did you hear what they did? They're so stupid. Never, no one needs it. No one. Like if they would change this or that or whatever, that would be helpful. Yes." So now you're in charge. I want you to become purposeful and effective. You are in charge. You can take it, like show leadership, be responsible, like take the responsibility and do it. Like if you can't do it by yourself, let me know it. I will help you to do it. Right. So David McKay, he wrote a book. It's called Turn the Ship Around. He was at Lean Kanban Center Europe a couple of years ago and gave a talk. I can recommend his book. He said, if you want your people to think, don't give them instruction, give them intent. And this is what I'm like trying with this. Like if I'm asking for like purposeful and effective, I want to give them intent. I don't want to give them instruction to like, because in my opinion, telling someone to become agile is like, well, become agile. This is an instruction. They don't know what it is. And it's something like they will Google it and then they will be like, oh, this is agile. I need to have a retrospective, a planning, a stand-up, post-its, and a board on the wall. Right. So, and then I'm agile. So check mark, check. So everything is done. But if I'm asking them to become purposeful and effective, they like my intent is to make them think. So what is my purpose here, and how is it when is it effective? So. David has this chart where he says like, so clarity and competence. Though I think the people have the competence to because they are in charge. They know how to do their job best. And what I give them or want them or help them is clarity, and like in telling them or helping them like what's our purpose, and also like what does effective mean. Right, and if they have both of these, they can take control and grow or change, whatever your favorite word for it. What I mean, like, but this is what my intention is with this question, and also if they like hear what does purposeful mean, or what does effective mean, then they can like think about, so what do I need to achieve this, right? So now I can like have like specific things I can work with and tell them, okay, if you need this, I can help you with it, right? And work to getting this competence to them, or help them like achieving this competence. So so on the right side, that's the book he wrote. It's also available in German. I think I know the translator. And so where's Kanban in this, right? I mean, we're at the Kanban Coaching Exchange, and so to me, if you think about this chart and think about clarity and competence and purpose and stuff, you could even use it with the Kanban maturity model, for example. So what organizational maturity do we have? Like, what's the purpose right now? So just finish work, like become a team, work in a workflow like this, and then like become effective for the customer, like be fit for purpose. And so you could take the steps up and grow to an maturity level, I don't know, 4 or 5, whatever you want, organization. So enter Kanban. So Kanban is a method for change, but I think also it's a good tool to give control to what I just explained. You know, if you give like the clarity and the competence, like people can take control with Kanban. Like I think these are the ingredients to make people put people in charge. Right. So my advice is like use Kanban and start where you are. So Kanban's first principle: start where you are. This is actually my principle I fell in love with when I first read about Kanban, because this is exactly what I wanted to do with people. I didn't want to give them like instructions how like what they like should do. Like, and in my case, it was Scrum, the first thing I knew. But I wanted to help them like find ways to improve their work and move on from there, right? And not like, I don't know. So you should use Scrum. You should like use iterations and have retrospective and all these things. These are all good things, but I really wanted to help people to give them something they built themselves and take control of it. So clarify what's purposeful, what is purposeful, and clarify what you think is effective. So help them understand what who the customer is and the expectations, what kind of work there is, the dependencies, all these things. I think Kanban can help you to understand better, and especially the current dissatisfactions. Right? Please start with the dissatisfactions. Like these are the motivation to have change. Right? Don't just tell people like they have to change. Give them something why they have to change, right? And I'm pretty sure if you ask people, if I give you like, I don't know, something you can change right now, and it would be different tomorrow, what would it be? So like maybe the first thing that comes to their mind, start with that, right? And then help them move on. When I work with teams and I like do the static exercise and like now find the current dissatisfactions and all these things, I always start with the internal dissatisfactions. I always start with the dissatisfaction of the team or the department, like the people I'm actually working with, because if I do that, they will see that like the things we are doing will help them. And I'm not just a consultant who will like, I don't know, introduce some new fancy methodology or something, but they will see that this thing helps, and it lays the groundwork for all the things that could come afterwards. So help them understand and clarify, and then like just let the people take control. Like if they have the chance, like they see what their work is, and they know what they should achieve, purposefulness and effectiveness, then they can do it. They only need the tools to achieve this. So saying all this, is Agile dead to me? No, it's not. Like Agile taught us the importance of like many different things, like sustainability, like customer focus, self-organization, simplicity, collaboration, continuous improvement, and also face-to-face communication, right? So don't forget these things. I use these on a daily basis, but it's not something I would tell people to become Agile, because I think if people are telling you become Agile, what they mean is like learn these things up here. Like let's use these things, and my advice would be use Kanban, start with the dissatisfactions, clarify what purpose they should achieve and how when they are effective, and then just like let them take control and help them to take this control and help them to like have clarity and competence so that they can take control. And instead of asking, I need you to become Agile, like how do we become purposeful and effective? This is, I think, the question we should ask instead of how do we become Agile, or I want you to become Agile. Even worse, not just telling people what they should become. Right? So thank you very much. I hope you liked it, and I really would like to ask you to like. I really would like to know what you think now that I clarified. It's the first time I shared this idea with someone, and also in English. I hope I made myself clear, and I would like to ask if you want to find a better word for purposeful or an abbreviation for purposeful and effective. I thought something about perf, but it sounds more like a pervert thing. So no, perf is maybe not the right word. So, and like perfect is something too close to perfect, I think, but it would be funny because it says something like per, like, you know. But yeah, so if you have any ideas, just join me on the Miro board and yeah, let me know what you think. There is a frame on the bottom, and just like yeah, share your idea and mark ideas you like with a dot. And yeah, thank you very much, and please share your thoughts, and let's discuss what I just shared with you. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Let's give him a little online round of applause. Whoop. Okay, it's not the same. It's not the same as in person. So what questions have we got for Wolfgang? So feel free to shout them out in person, or if you're feeling a little bit, you know, not comfortable doing so, then feel free to pop it into the chat window, and then I can always relay them for you. So what questions have we got for Wolfgang?
Oh, it cheers, by the way.
He's hitting the bottle now. He's like, talk over, hit the whiskey.
Yes.
Wine to me.
You might get out of this scot-free.
So if you don't have any questions, I really would like to know like, what do you think? Like, now that you understand, like, what is your critique or something? Like, I want to improve on that, right? So just share it with me. You can share it here. You can write me an email, whatever you think is the best channel for you. Just let me know. Yeah.
So when you were asking, is purposeful a good word? The answer is it's a beautiful word for what you're trying to describe, right? Like, and it can be for any purpose within the organization or what you do in your daily life or a team does. So my encouragement would be, don't change purposeful. It fits exactly what your needs to be, but it is a word that requires a lot more explanation. And so you may find yourself having to give a longer definition that you like and getting buy-in from individuals you're trying to describe it to. So don't be afraid to keep using purposeful.
Cool, thank you.
So we've got a question from Ming Lam in the chat comments saying, are we doing this for us, the team, or for the management, which I feel there is a difference?
Oh, everything I do is for the people and the organization, because so this is my opinion, right? So if a company or an organization calls me and wants my help, they want help because they want to get better as an organization or as a department, depending on who calls me, right? But first, they are always the people who are doing the work. I try to focus on them and help them first. And this is not in a tree hugger way or something. Like, I don't want to have so I think there needs to be a balance, right? So so I'm not there for making people happy, but to help them be like to enjoy what they do, maybe really achieve mastery in what they do, right? And be proud of their work. And then I think this helps the organization and helps me with the change the organization wants, and also helps the organization to get better products, be more effective for their people, for their customers. So I think it's a question for actually for the company. So if you're asking me who needs to become purposeful and effective, it's the company, it's the organization who wants who does needs to achieve this.
Brilliant, thank you. Any more questions?
Well, just in my opinion, I think one of the things that's the most important, especially when encountering a new group of people, is to try and make your pitch in a way that's going to get the early adopters on your side, because the vast majority of people are probably going to be a bit skeptical and have gone through some sort of a trauma, like you said, Wolfgang. You want to appeal to what are people struggling with now and meet them where they are, and then take them on the journey. But I've also just found that in order to get the rest of people to, let's say a larger group of people to actually buy in to whatever you're selling, you need to quickly scan the crowd and in a way pose those kind of questions that are going to get the first reaction of people to buy into, the first step. I think that's the most tricky.
Yeah.
I think the more you do it, the better sense you get of who you can connect to, and as your team matures and others see it working, and that's why I think Kanban's such a good fit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I'm also like looking for a cooler name, so people like the early adopters can connect to it. Who like, oh yeah, that's a cool thing. I want to be that. Like, I don't know.
I think you need more whiskey if you want to have like a cooler names. The innovation comes when you're drunk for me anyway. Any more thoughts? Any more questions?
Oh, for me, I just want to say I enjoyed the delivery. It was very engaging. And as you can see, I think we are all very well fed from Wolfgang this evening. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Alberto.
Oh, that was nice. That was nice. Okay, well, if there's no more questions for Wolfgang, we will let him go because he's a little bit ahead of schedule. But actually, do you know what? Actually, we're all over the world.
I can share. I can stay. So now I'm pumped.
You calm down now. You're back to normal, Wolfgang. Okay, he's offering. Now's your opportunity. Ask him anything you like about Kanban. Go, go, go.
Yeah.
So
you can.
I have a question about Kanban, and it's from an autobiographical experience. I happen to be on a team currently where we were already Kanban, and we were forced back into Scrum by a diehard Agile practitioner. All right, and the only way we could get this resolved is for them. And he was the product owner and the manager. He convinced the director we needed to go back against the will of the team, which was amazing. And the only way we could switch back is wait for him to leave, and he hadn't even left the building, and we already switched our board back, and we're putting our policies in place of how we wanted to work. Like, that's how motivated we were. How do you persuade even amongst adopters that Kanban is worth your time, because it does require a lot more thinking, and not everyone's invested in thinking and better ways of working, right? So how do you even help those who've been persuaded to Agile?
So, in my opinion, I mean, whoever that was, he didn't understand what Kanban is. Like, he didn't have any clue of it, and that's so he wanted something he could like be the guy who you ask, like you're asking for advice, and this is Scrum for him. And I don't think you convince someone like this with rational arguments. I think it's like the other way around. Normally we want to change something and people are reacting emotionally like against that change, but he's like, there is something I really like, I'm scared of, so I want to get back again. So I don't know, maybe so I really like to speak results for themselves, right? So if I'm using Kanban, like he should learn that or see by himself that, well, it does help, and I don't need an iteration, and I don't need anything of like any of these other things that Scrum advises me to do or asks me to do. And but sometimes you also have to admit that people are, stubborn, and they just don't want to. It's just a fact. And if you have someone like this, and you think you're in Germany, if you're done with your Latin, I don't know how you can, if there is a thing in English, but then yeah, there's always sorry, but you have to leave. And yeah, I mean, you're living in Houston, if I see correctly, so you're a democracy. He knows what that means, right?
Well, it's more like the Wild Wild West. We'll put it like that. So
yeah, sorry, it's
on
Texas.
paper, it's a democracy, but it's really more the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, right now it is. Yeah, so yeah, I think convince him by showing results, and if that doesn't work, then maybe he's just immune, or I don't know, or he really doesn't want to.
You hit the nail on the head. Sometimes you're gonna, even if it's someone you really like and feels like is someone who can learn this, it's just you find you've met their stubborn you know, the point where they're just not going to change their mind, and it was caught, like, no matter how much of data we showed that the, you know, Kanban worked for us better, how much of a story we told, if we had testimonies from the entire team, it's just, we're not going to convince this individual. And it was really, really painful to experience, because this is someone who was very pro-agile, more pro-agile than I am, and just was like, no, we're sticking with Scrum. And I was like, and it's just like, are you sure you know what this is? And it started to get combative. And bringing that back down, reminding the manager that this is a way of working that will help us. Just, there was no point of return. You know, this is an individual who had already made up his mind and was not going to change.
Yeah.
And it was much the detriment of the team. And it was the team decision: do we keep doing what the boss asks for, or do we have an insurrection, right?
Yeah.
And just say, we're going to overcome what you want to be able to work.
And I think
it was ugly.
Yeah, and I think just one last sentence. I don't think we have to rescue everyone. You know, it's a free big world, and like we can always find something else. And yeah, sometimes it's better to leave.
So maybe another question I have, Wolfgang. So, you know, what you were mentioning earlier, which is very true, is this focus on, in people's minds, that what we do is just focus on software development. I mean, even the new Scrum guide has been adapted to try and open itself up to more industries. So would you maybe want to share some of your experiences in your non-software environments? I mean, have you worked in marketing, advertising, and what was were there any key differences in the way that people responded to it?
So yes, I worked in marketing and HR, for example, and then also in research, like stuff. So research in really researching things, like, you know, atmospheric things, and, you know, weather and stuff, and also researching how to build the right toilet cabin for a train. Like, so not production yet, but, you know, like how do we build this cabin for? No, cabin is the wrong word, but, you know, the cell for the train. Which will drive from Tokyo to from Peking to Moscow or something like this. So I think the key, the main difference is not the main difference. I don't think that there's any difference. They all suffer from the same problems. Wherever I go, I see the same problems. And what I always tell the people is, like, you are very special, but your problems are not. Because everywhere I go, I see the same, right? They are overloaded, priorities are changing, and all these things, right? Multitasking, all this. So this is the same for everyone. What really is different, and I think for me and for everyone who is not working in the specific domain, is they are speaking another language. Like, so I'm from the IT sector. I programmed. I'm a nerd. I'm a computer nerd. So I know all these things, and, you know, and this is where I can talk to the people, like, you know, no matter who I meet in the world, I can talk to them. But, like, talking to marketing people or HR people, I think the challenge is to like translate that talking, and this is why I think this, what I just showed you, like be purposeful and effective instead of being like agile, is something that's, like, so generic. You can work with everyone there, and so I think the problems are the same. The language is different. That's the challenge. And other than that, because the problems are the same, I think the way of how to do things are pretty similar, but in a different language. I think this is the difference. I don't know if I answered your question.
No, that's answered for me. And another question I have is, once you start creating the transparency and the visibility of, let's say, your cycle times and your throughputs and all of that stuff, have you ever encountered organizations where, particularly from senior management, that it worked out differently to what you thought, where they didn't value that because maybe certain people had, let's say certain executives had been tied into performance bonuses that were linked to implementing really ineffective plans. Have you ever encountered that kind of situation?
Yes, of course. So yeah, I encountered that, and it's something I try to discuss with my sponsor or like with the organization, whoever like called me, right? I mean, this is something I see, I shared, and I many of us know that like bonuses, so like these targets the companies make are hurtful in a way, right? So so if I see something like this, I would I normally talk to the people who are resisting or like try to hide something, or feel uncomfortable. Maybe they don't try to hide something, but if I see they feel uncomfortable like sharing these data, I'm asking myself, so why? Right? So why is he hiding or feeling uncomfortable? Is he afraid of something? And trying to work with him, coaching him, and helping him to understand that it's helpful, and especially because I was in a similar situation when I started to work with Kanban more than before. So like I said, I have an Agile background, and in Agile, I learned that the people are most important in all these things, and that's why I had a really hard time introducing data or metrics into my work. I was like, no, I shouldn't do that. That's not good. Like, well, we are not, no, can't do that. And then I talked to my mentor, Arne Rook. He basically brought Kanban to Germany, and I told him this, and he said, well, I think you have something wrong. You're not measuring the people, you are measuring the system, right? So you're measuring how the system is working. Right? Of course, the people are part of the system, but in no way, in nothing you're measuring, you can like see what the people are doing. So this really helped me to understand that, well, it's not the people I'm working here with, but I'm working with the system. And this would be something I'm trying to explain those people who feel uncomfortable or even hiding something like that. Yeah. So it's we're working with the system basically.
Brilliant. Well, I think we should call it there. My dinner is on the table, which is the international signal for that's the end. But thanks again, Wolfgang, for giving up your time. I really appreciate giving up your time for free, and it's always great to see you as well. Thank you to everybody who's still here. We had some really great questions there at the end, and I hope to see you again next time. Next speaker is going to be a guy called Kirill, again, very experienced in the Kanban world, but I've not managed to get the blurb out of him yet. But if you have a look, I've pretty much got my next 4 months worth of speakers lined up. So it's definitely worth keeping an eye out for those, and get yourself booked on there. Also, just in case you were interested, I mean, I don't speak at my own meetup groups. Hey, that's ego, isn't it? But I have got a meetup coming up very soon where I'm going to be talking about where I've used scaling in my current client. So I'm actually going to be talking about a real life case study. So, keep an eye out for that on Meetup if that's something that you're interested in. And naturally, I am that Kanban girl, so I will be talking about Kanban. No blurb on there yet, but at least you can find your way to the Meetup group. But anyway, thank you so much for your time. Have a great evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And again, thank you, Wolfgang. Thank you, Vlad.
Thank you very much.
And I'll see you all soon.
Thank you for having me.